Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's boy Ken Dog. Welcome back to the next video. Today we're doing week number 5 picks video with our co-host back from trip to Cleveland, Max.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I was MIA last week because I went to a bunch of Guardians games. So yeah, great to be back with the Ken Dog doing picks.
Yes, sir. How did you do last week?
I went 8-7-1 last week. It was a bit of an up and down week for me.
Yeah, lots of upsets last week. I also went 9-6-1.
Yeah,
that's not too bad.
It's not.
Overall record, I have a 44-19-1. ESPN does not count the 1 on it, but that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, 44-19. That's not bad for 4 weeks.
Not bad at all. I'm 41-22-1.
Not too bad.
The same as Rob. So
I'm ahead of Rob already?
Yeah, he's 41 wins. I saw his video.
Nice. Hey, but yeah. Well, before we get into this, do you want to go over the bye weeks for this week?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, so for the buys, we have the Chicago Bears, the Atlanta Falcons, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Green Bay Packers.
Okay, there's 4 buys. My Packers on the bye this week. My other favorite teams on the bye this week with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What?
You ever know that I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan?
No.
Ever since June.
What the heck? Why are you cheering for that bozo?
I root for him for all my life. I'm sorry. I love Aaron Rodgers.
Bro, he's a traitor.
I'm sorry, man. But yeah, let's get into this. We have what's it called? In-state rivalry, the San Francisco 49ers versus the Los Angeles Rams. This should be a great game.
Yeah, I mean, we got an in-division rival here between the 49ers and the Rams. And I want to agree with Kenny, but I disagree. I don't think this is a very good game, and I will tell you why. Brock Purdy, Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall are all ruled out due to injury, and that is piling on the injury report, which also contains Nick Bosa, and George Kittle, and amongst others for the 49ers. So they are ravaged with injuries right now.
But CMC is not hurt.
I know, which is a surprise, but Demarcus Robinson's their wide receiver 1. Their tight end 1 is Jake Tonges, I believe. It's pretty rough out there right now for the San Francisco 49ers.
And the Rams are looking pretty darn good.
I will say though, Mac Jones has looked better than – I will say Mac Jones has looked a little bit better than Brock Purdy this year, so take that as you will.
And also, what's it called? And the Rams beat the Colts last week. That was a really good game versus the Colts.
Yeah, it was. The Colts are playing really good baseball so far. Not baseball, football so far this season. I'm watching the wild card right now. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I'm going to pick the Rams to win this week because I trust the Rams the offense defense, because even though 49ers are 3-1, that does not mean a 3-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've played a couple really close games, kind of fluky games, you could even say, to get the 3-1. I'm not too sure how good the 49ers are. They might be very good if they can get healthy, but right now it's to be determined, and I am going to pick the Rams. I'm going to trust Sean McVay in this one. I mean, I think they're 7-point favorites. I think they should win by at least a touchdown for sure. And Puka Nacua is playing like the best receiver in football. It's been pretty tough to stop him, and that's alongside Devontae Adams, who continues to be a weapon.
Yeah. Now we have the overseas Vikings versus the Cleveland Browns at 9:30 in the morning.
This will be an interesting one, and I'll tell you why. Vikings offensive line has played maybe worse than any offensive line in football so far this season, especially with pass protection. You know whose defensive line has played as good as anyone's in football?
You guys.
The Cleveland Browns. And Carson Wentz, if he has to start again, I'm not sure how that's going to fare for the Vikings offense, because Carson Wentz is kind of a statue out there. And you know they're not going to
Dylan
be able to run the
Gabriel's
ball
good.
very well. They're not going to be able to run the ball very well. It's not, they don't have elite running backs. Jordan Mason's a running back one, and it's not like he's something special. And Brian McNeil's out. I don't know if Christian Darrisaw is 100%. That interior offensive line has really struggled. So I don't know where the Vikings are going to be. And Andrew Van Ginkel, the defense always rides when he goes, and he might be out. So there's going to be a lot of questions there.
Do you like what I call them? The overseas Vikings?
Yeah, because they played in Ireland last week and they're going to be in London this week. So they're going to have consecutive 9:30 a.m. games.
What would you feel if you're a Vikings fan, have to play 2 9:30 games in a row?
Honestly, I'd enjoy it. It's quite the experience. You get to watch 2 straight 9:30 games in a row. It's kind of like a new habit for a couple weeks now. So,
And a bye week next week.
so not really the worst thing ever.
And the Cleveland Browns are starting a rookie quarterback.
Dylan Gabriel will get the start for the Cleveland Browns as Joe Flacco has been benched. Joe Flacco will continue as the quarterback 2, as Shedeur Sanders will continue as his rolling quarterback 3.
Why is Shedeur not starting?
Well, the Browns drafted Dylan Gabriel before Shedeur Sanders. They drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, and they drafted Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round. And I think it's kind of clear that the Browns do like Gabriel a little bit more, so that's kind of why they're going in this direction.
I feel like Shedeur Sanders should look for a trade if I was him.
I mean, he chose the Browns. I mean, he didn't want to go to Baltimore because Lamar's the quarterback. So who's gonna take him right now? And where's he going?
Bengals, Saints.
I still don't think the Bengals or Saints he would be quarterback 3 in the Saints.
Really?
And I don't think the Bengals would play him over Jake Browning.
Also, when is the Saints going to start their quarterback they got in the 2nd round this past year?
That's a good question. Depends on.
Yeah, I want to hear who you're going to pick for the Browns game.
Well, like I said, I made a bunch of points against the Vikings, and I'm going to make some points for and against the Browns. For the Vikings, the defense is still going to be really good under Brian Flores. They're going to have faced a rookie quarterback who's never made a start in the NFL. So that's always going to be a tricky matchup for a rookie. For the Browns, though, Joe Flacco, he just can't move, and the Browns are going to finally have a quarterback back there that can actually move his legs. Maybe that can open up the run game and the pass game a little bit more efficiently. And Cedric Tillman's out, but again, Cedric Tillman's been kind of a liability this year, so that'll give more of an opportunity to Isaiah Bond and even Malachi Corley, who they got from the Jets. He'll get an opportunity possibly being called up from the practice squad, so it'll be kind of exciting to see if he can get on the field. And there should be a lot of energy with the Browns. You know, getting Dylan Gabriel in there should definitely motivate the guys here. And Jerry Jeudy's already talking about how fired up he is. So this is going to be an interesting one. I think this is going to be like a 20 to like 17 type game. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. Only the second time
I was actually might be going your way as well.
The second time I picked the Browns this year, but I mean, if it weren't for Joe Flacco, we'd probably be 2-2 right now with a win over the Bengals. And even in the Ravens game, I know that wasn't close, but it'd probably be at least a 1-score game if it weren't for Flacco either. So it's like the Browns, they're not terrible, but it's like they had a 40-year-old statue back there, a quarterback who can't throw a deep ball anymore. So
I might be going your way as well, Max. I was thinking about the same thing.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about the Browns too, Max.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watched the Packers versus Browns game. Me and you watched that game. I thought that was playing against a team that could make the playoffs, and like the Browns showed flashes that they can do it. Quentin Jenkins looked really good.
Yeah, Judkins looks like a stud. He's a tough runner.
Is it Junkins or Jenkins?
Judkins.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Names are hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with the Browns. I'm actually agreeing with you with this one. Because I trust what's happening. And I don't trust Carson Wentz over there.
Yeah, and the Browns also traded for Cam Robinson. So that's some much-needed tackle help there. If he can slot in right away, that can be big.
Hey, Houston, what to celebrate after getting the first win of the year? Trade their offensive tackle.
I don't know what's going on in Houston. I get they want to play young guys at the offensive tackle spot, but you also got to play your best players. And I think Cam Robinson was one of their best 2 tackles.
Well, yeah, let's go back to the United States where the Las Vegas Raiders and the Indianapolis play the Colts. The Colts are favored in this game, while the Raiders had a close game versus the Bears this past week.
Yeah, the Raiders, you know, they're 1-3. They've been kind of poorly coached so far this year. That's going to be tough against the Colts team that's been very well coached so far. Jonathan Taylor's had a really nice season so far for the Colts. He'll be tough to stop for the Raiders. And the Colts, they got a lot of talent on that defense, which can definitely contain the Raiders, especially that run game. If they can find a way to contain Ashton Jeanty like teams did the first couple weeks and make some plays against Geno Smith, who threw 3 interceptions back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Might be a tough one for the Raiders, but we'll see. I mean, the Colts, Daniel Jones might come back down to earth. Who knows? Yeah.
Indiana Jones did look pretty good this past week a little bit.
Looked okay.
But I'm going with Indiana Jones. I think the fire is still there.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with the Colts as well. I agree.
Colts are going 4-1, I see. Hey, I like how they feel. I'm happy for Daniel Jones finally getting his team to play with. The Giants just suck.
I know. Imagine the Browns signed Daniel Jones instead of Joe Flacco. I mean, I don't think Daniel Jones wanted to come here, but just imagine.
Shane Steichen, Coach of the Year.
He's going to be in the running for it for sure if they keep this up.
But yeah, now we have the New York Giants heading to New Orleans, play the Saints. The Battle of the News.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this one because Giants just lost Malik Neighbors for the year. Mm-hmm. But what's his face? The quarterback, Jackson Dart, played phenomenal this past week.
He did. He looked great in his first game in an NFL offense. There were a lot of questions about him coming out of college, whether he was going to be able to adapt to an NFL offense very quickly. A lot of scouts said he probably should sit his first season, but he looked very polished immediately. And I think a lot of people thought Jackson Dart was going to fall in the draft just because he hadn't really played in an NFL antiquated offense because he was in Lane Kiffin's system at Ole Miss. But, he's got arm talent. He's got legs. He's got the prototypical things you want from a quarterback in 2025. So
Ole Miss's quarterback right now, Trinidad Chambliss from Ferris State, is playing phenomenal as well.
He's looked great.
Is it Lane Kiffin or what?
I think it is definitely Lane Kiffin. He's a quarterback whisperer.
Because I watched him play myself, actually. I watched Trinidad Chambliss last year.
Did you? At Ferris State?
Northern plays the same division as Ferris State.
Wonder how bad Northern got beat.
He got 9 points. But yeah, I'm picking the Giants because the Saints are not good at all. They're 0-4.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of concerns about the Malik Neighbors injury and stuff. And the Saints were a bit competitive against the Bills for a large portion of that game. But I think the Giants will be okay. I think they still have guys such as Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton who can step up. Maybe if they give Jalen Hyatt another chance to go out there. Theo Johnson's a guy who's might capitalize on some opportunities. Cam Scadaboo's tough to bring down. Scadaboo and Jackson Dart could be lethal with the way they can run. Give me the Giants on the road here. Look at the second.
Me too. I already know who you're going to pick in this game. We can skip this game. Just don't. Now we have the Dallas Cowboys heading to New York, play the Jets. The Dallas Cowboys gave it all on Sunday, pretty much.
Yeah, they did.
While I was on the couch after did not get much sleep this past weekend, watching for 4 hours.
Yeah, it was a 4-hour game. It was a shootout. Both defenses were non-existent, especially both pass defenses, and the Cowboys are tough. They score a lot of points at home. On the road, though, it's kind of a different story, and they're not going to have CeeDee Lamb, so it could be interesting there. And the Jets, they've looked pretty poor with Aaron Glenn so far. Looked like the most undisciplined team in football, and the quarterback play is very subpar.
But yeah, I'm picking the Cowboys because the Cowboys gave it all this past week.
Mm-hmm. I think you know who I'm picking.
The Jets, right?
Not so fast, my friend. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys this time.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we have the Denver Broncos heading to Philadelphia played the Eagles. The Broncos had a really good game versus the Bengals this past week.
Mm-hmm.
And the Eagles won, of course.
Yeah, the Eagles had maybe the most impressive win of the week. They went to Tampa and won. They kind of dominated that game for a large portion of it. Tampa made a bit of a surge to come back, but they fell short. In Denver, they looked great against Cincinnati, but Cincinnati, Jake Browning, just not the guy. And that Broncos defense did enough at home, at Mile High. They contained T. Higgins. They contained Jamar Chase, so not much of a worry there for them. It was a good performance, but I don't know if it's really an indication of anything.
You know who I'm picking this game? The Eagles. I trust the Eagles' offense.
Yeah,
What about you?
This is not much of a debate for me. I'm taking the Eagles. They've won like 20 of their last 21 games or something. They're just, I can't pick against them.
Okay, now we have the Miami Dolphins heading to Carolina to play the Panthers. The Dolphins finally got the win this past week, while Carolina lost this past week.
Mm-hmm. So the Dolphins, they looked better the last couple of weeks. They put up a fight in Buffalo and then won a game against the Jets. And the Panthers, very bipolar team. 30-0 win, then a 42-13 loss. Don't know what to think about them. They played competitive at Arizona too the week before. So I don't know what to say. I don't really know where they're at right
now. Okay.
So that's my analysis.
Who are you picking?
I'm going to pick the Panthers to win at home. No Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins. I don't know about Tua struggles. And Tua struggles mightily on the road, So that's also going to be a bit of a factor. I don't think the temperature is going to be a bit of an issue, but just overall, the fact that he struggles on the road.
I'm also picking the Panthers because I agree with you what you're trying to say to us.
And like I said, the Panthers are very bipolar. 1 week they look very good. 1 week they look bad. Maybe they look good again this week. So
they beat the Falcons
at home.
Yeah.
So
our last 1:00 game where the Houston Texans had to Baltimore play the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
This should be a great game.
This should be interesting. You're going to have the Texans are struggling a bit, but they got a nice 26-0 win against the Titans to win their first game. I know the Titans aren't any good, but still. And the Ravens, Lamar Jackson sounds like he might be out this week, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Ravens.
Who's the starting QB?
Cooper Rush would be the starting QB, the former Cowboy. So.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
Mm-hmm. So.
I don't know about this one.
This game could be a toss-up. It really could be, especially if Lamar's out, which is looking likely. So.
I'm going with the Ravens because I don't think they're going to go 1-4.
I would agree with you if Lamar was playing. If Lamar plays somehow, some way, I'm going to pick the Ravens. It's going to be a bit of an asterisk. I don't think Lamar's playing, but if he somehow just went out there on Sunday and was like, yeah, I'm going out there, I'm picking the Ravens. If not, I'm going to go with the Houston Texans on the road. I just think that pass rush is going to be a bit too much for Cooper Rush, Will Anderson, and Daniil Hunter, and they got some playmakers on that defense that can really frustrate a quarterback. Jalen Petrie, Derek Stingley, and I think the Texans, if they can score 20 points in that scenario, I think it might be enough because the Ravens, the Texans are going to be. What's that?
You don't trust Cooper Rush?
Not necessarily. No, not against the Texans defense.
I don't trust the Texans O-line.
I don't necessarily trust him either, but the Ravens pass defense has been horrendous this year. So
you know what? Let's watch and find out.
Might as well.
Now the first 4:00 game where the Tennessee Titans head to Arizona to play the Cardinals. Cardinals lost on Thursday Night Football this past week, while the Titans lost again. What a shocker.
Two teams that just have been poorly coached this year, especially on the offensive side. Brian Callahan's play calling has been terrible. Drew Petzing might be the worst offensive coordinator in football for the Arizona Cardinals. Honestly, I think people are going to look at the Titans and be like, yeah, this is an easy win for the Cardinals. We're going to do this in our eliminator. I'm not necessarily going to agree with that. The Titans might be hungry to get their first win. They're going to be hungry until they get their first win. And the Cardinals, they have injuries, and they have no running back. James Conner and Trey Benson are out. Amani Dimercado is their number one running back. He's not very good. So you're not going to really be able to establish a run game, like most likely, especially against the Titans' defensive front, which is probably the strength of their team. And it's going to force Kyler Murray to have to throw the ball a hefty amount of times, and I'm not sure if I can trust him to do that. But again, the Titans' offense just looks pretty poor with Cam Ward. The coaching is just not there. It's just a pretty messy situation. The wide receiver core is awful. So
I'm going with Arizona because I trust them a little more than the Titans.
I mean, you have to trust them because they are the 2-win team. Well, the Titans are 0-4. And I just think that maybe Titans have quit on Brian Callahan. I don't know. So I'm going to pick the Cardinals as well.
But yeah, now we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head to Seattle, play the Seahawks. Wow, this should be a great game.
This could be interesting.
I'm hearing this is America's game of the week.
Very interesting match. This could go either way. You got the 3-1 versus 3-1. It's going to be in Seattle. Yeah. Sam Darnold's playing well. Baker's playing well. Yeah.
I'm going with Baker Mayfield because he's playing phenomenal football this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Leaving Cleveland, that was a great move.
It was a great move.
No offense to Cleveland Browns.
He didn't necessarily leave. We just traded him.
True.
But I didn't make my pick yet.
Okay, sorry.
But I am going to explain my pick. My pick is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you want to know why? The Seahawks have actually been one of the worst teams in football at home, like the past 2 years. It's weird, but they just don't win at home. And you know why? Their crowd is always filled up with a bunch of opposing fans. So I expect a bunch of Buccaneer fans to show up to the place and rock on. They're going to rock on and support that team. Baker Mayfield's going to go and throw for like 3 tutties. This is going to be like a 27-20 victory for the Buccaneers.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Now let's just keep over this game. The Lions are going to win.
Yep, I'm picking the Lions. No debate.
No debate.
Yeah.
We basically said earlier, but if Jake Browning has a really good game,
they'll still lose because their defense isn't stopping the Lions.
I just want to say that.
I don't know.
Hey, if Jake Browning becomes Patrick Mahomes out there on Sunday, this game could be closer than it could be.
Okay, we'll see.
Now we have the Washington Commanders heading to LA, play the Chargers. This should be a great game.
Yeah, I think the Chargers looked like an elite team the first 3 weeks, but looked terrible against the Giants. Omari and Hampton really kept him in that game. I'm not knocking on the guy. He's been great so far this season, but Justin Herbert just played terrible. He played terrible. And I know they didn't have Joe Walt or Rashawn Slater at tackles, but it's like even when he had time, he just couldn't make a throw. So I don't know what this game could be interesting. I think it'd be more interesting than people think. I know Jade Daniels has been hurt, but I believe he is coming back. He practiced fully today. So
I'm going to pick the Chargers because we don't know how healthy is Daniels is.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, Daniels, even if he comes back, great, but it's going to be a comeback against that Chargers defense who's looked really solid this year. I'm going to go with the Chargers at home. I don't know if the Cliff Kingsbury's offense will have enough, and it gets kind of predictable too.
Yeah. Now, Sunday Night Football on NBC, where the New England Patriots head into Buffalo, play the Bills. This should be a great game. Patriots looking really good. What do you think, Max?
Yeah, I mean, they look solid against the Panthers. I don't know if that's an indication they can look good against the Bills, though.
Well, yeah, let's hear what you're going to say.
But I just think this is too much for the Patriots. It's going to be a bit of a big spotlight situation for Drake May. He's growing as a quarterback, but I think the Bills are just too good, and they're going to be tough to beat all season long. I don't think they're a team that's going to roll over. I'm going with the Bills.
Do you think Drake May is their guy?
Oh yeah, I think he's 100% their guy. Don't get me wrong.
Now let's go to.
I think that's one of those games that could be close at halftime, but the Bills just kind of pull away. Guys like Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid will make their plays. So
Now let's go to Jacksonville on Monday Night Football. I'm picking the Bills. Where the Kansas City Chiefs head to Jacksonville, play the Jaguar. Duval County.
Wow, this could be a fun Monday Night Football. The Jacksonville Jaguars have exceeded everyone's expectations. They're playing pretty well. Pretty crappy for me though as a Browns fan because we have the Jaguars first round pick for 2026 and they want to be a good team when we get their pick. So yeah, and the Kansas City Chiefs, they looked great versus the Ravens. Great, especially on offense. You know what happened? They got Xavier Worthy back, Kenny. They got a weapon back in that offense and look what happened. The offense opened up much more. You know, that's all they needed. They needed one weapon. Just imagine when they get Rashee Rice back. They're going to be tough. They could make it. They could literally make the Super Bowl again because they're going to have a couple weapons in there. You got Worthy already back, and it's already making a difference. So, and you know, Steve Spagnuolo, very good defensive coordinator. I know he had a pretty bad week one against the Chargers and killed my bet, but he can coach. So, yeah, I mean, this will be an interesting matchup. Who's your pick, Kenny?
I'm going to pick the Chiefs.
Chargers.
I already picked the Chargers.
I know.
I'm going to go with
do you have a reasoning? Do you have a reasoning for your
because
pick?
I really love the Chiefs this past week. But how can Trevor Lawrence do this week? That's how we're going to find out. But watch it on Monday Night Football. Right?
You know what? Yeah. Kenny.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm picking the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What?
I am 4-1, baby. They're going to make a statement at home. You know, the Kansas City Chiefs, they win a lot of their games on the road. And, you know, the Jaguars, what's been a bit surprising with the Jaguars so far this year? Their secondary really hasn't been that terrible. And it's not like they're facing an elite wide receiver core. And, you know, that Jaguars team is talent. You know, there is one issue, though. Trayvon Walker's hurt. He's hurt. So that could be a bit of an issue. But they have depth on that D-line. They have depth. Devin Lloyd is playing like a first-team All-Pro this year. They got playmakers. You know, Ryan Thomas Jr. looked better this past week. Travis Hunter's still there. Brenton Strange looks like a tight end one. Travis Etienne looks like an elite running back so far this year. And Trevor Lawrence is making throws.
Liam Cohen's doing pretty good.
Yeah, Liam Cohen's cooking up game plans. He's cooking them up. Give me the Jaguars. That's my upset pick of the week.
Let's go over my picks this past week. Rams over 49ers. Browns over Vikings. Colts over Raiders. Giants over Saints. Cowboys over Jets. Eagles over Broncos. Panthers over Broncos. Not Broncos. Dolphins. Ravens over Texans. Chargers over Titans. Buccaneers over Seahawks. Lions over Bengals. Chargers over Commanders. And Bills over Patriots. And Chiefs over Jaguars. You have any last words?
I don't, but I did disagree with you on a couple. Have the Jaguars winning, of course. I have the Texans winning as well. So
yeah. Hey, it happens. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm excited for some good football this week.
I sure am too.
Even though my Packers don't play this week, it's stress-free weekend, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell on my way to 800. Please comment. I want to hear you guys' picks in the comments. But yeah, go Packers, go Lakers, go Ravens, go Tigers, go Pistons. Be yourself. Don't be others. Love you guys. Later. Peace.